Good morning, sir.
Good morning. The crack of dawn.
Crack of dawn. Got some energy drinks in hand.
Oh, you ended up getting a bucked up?
I don't know if I can finish these, though.
The bucked up just doesn't
300 mil.
taste that good. I think that's what it is. I think the flavor's not good.
It's not too bad.
I got a Star Blast.
That might have been probably the first or second flavor I ever tried. Bang Energy. We have like a nostalgia for energy drinks, too. I think because during COVID, we would just drink one. You would drink
Yeah,
one,
I would
too.
drink one or two every day.
And there's something about energy drink just hits different than coffee.
It's the carbonation. I think it's
Sweetness.
the loud crack of the can. I think that's why people are addicted to alcohol or some, beers and sodas, and it's the crack, the ritual.
It's the ritual. That's what it is,
Yeah.
I think.
So I'm addicted to the ritual. But I also I work a lot, so
Yeah.
I can use it for
It's
some
performance enhancing.
energy. Yeah, performance enhancing.
Now, this is a Friday morning. We got busy weeks coming. I mean, I feel like it has been busy season in a way. At least it
The
feels
last
like that.
probably 2-3 weeks, I feel like it's been getting a little bit more chaotic.
People are catching sniffles,
Oh yeah.
congestion, coughing over your neck,
Yeah.
You got to be prepared out here right now because it seems like when you get more stressed, that's when your body gets infected.
Yes and no.
Really? Tell me more.
Huberman, I'm going to find this Huberman post because I know I reshared this via LinkedIn.
He would be the ultimate podcast guest.
Yeah, that would be sick. But he was pretty much explaining that you are right. When we get more stressed out, things can happen to us. But when we are stressed and we have things going on and we have to get things done, your body will kick up your immune system. It's like turning the machine on overdrive.
Yeah.
It's saying, hey, we got to get this shit done. We're going to turn the body up. And most of the time, when people get that opportunity to take a rest day, take a break, relax, take a vacation,
That's when
they get sick. Because now it's like, oh, we've done it.
dude,
We get the time to relax. And that's usually when people get sick.
that makes so much sense. I think I heard him talk about stress for growth mindset. And you think about it too, like back in the day, you're super stressed because you got to get over this mountaintop, get to the other side and make a fire and cook food. So your body knows like, hey, turn on the afterburners, dude. You're almost there. And then when you rest, that's when it could take over. But
I'm trying to find that, but I don't think I'll be able to. But no, it makes total sense. I feel like there's been a lot of times where I've personally gotten sick, and it's usually right at the end of like a push.
yeah,
You're doing a lot. You're kind of burning yourself at both ends, work, activity, social, and then you start getting bad sleep.
that begs the question. It's like, all right, for example, my scenario, basically like need to be working around 9 a.m. If it's already 10:30 and I need to work out before work and I know I'm going to get 5 hours, it's like, should I focus on getting 7 hours and not working out, or should I get 5 and get a workout in?
That's an interesting question.
I feel like it's like the little bitch in my brain's like, no, you just need another 2 hours. Just rest a little more, Jack. Keep resting.
Yeah, I mean, I think when push comes to shove, you got to get your shit done. And if you're only allowing yourself to get 5 hours of sleep a night, it's just not going to cut it. Like last night, or the day before, I had worked a pretty long day, about 7 to 8. Stayed up because I needed my time. And my workout partner is like, hey, you want to train at 6 tomorrow? And I'm just like counting in my head. All right, it's going to give me about 5.5 hours. But got up, got it done. Dude, I took some pre-workout in the morning yesterday. And within seconds, my ears My ears were itching. My nose was itching. My forehead was itching. It's like, because
what was in it?
I don't know. It was the Lifetime one.
Damn, it's high quality.
Yeah, and it was intense. I mean, we were hitting chest at 6 a.m.
You need something to scratch your back.
But that, I mean, such a different reaction than what we have to this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really get pumped up drinking this, but whenever I get some good powdered start sweating a little bit, kind of tweaking. Like, that's like when you drink it for a workout.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I'm in the mode where I'm just drinking this pre-workout every morning before I work out and during the workout. And it feels like a natural kind of caffeine high before the workout. But these, by when I finish this, I'm going to be tweaking.
Really?
No doubt. 300 milligrams.
Throwing a toothpick?
Oh, God. Or I might just go deadlift or something. Pull a vertebrae.
Yeah. Well, we got some topics.
Yeah, we got some topics. I kind of wanted to transition to we're talking about stress for growth and kind of like it's your body's natural response to kind of hike up your immune system when you're stressed, because it thinks that maybe we're in a time where resources are limited and you need to really get over something to get food or shelter or whatever it is. And that made me think of sleep. And so I've been sleeping on the floor lately. On the flat earth floor. And I kind of looked at this because I've been having some back pain.
Yeah. You've always kind of had back issues, I feel like.
Yeah, back and hip pain a little bit. And I won't bore everyone with the history of it, but I had a deadlift injury. And then I've had like a little hip thing, which the personal training stuff you've given me has really helped my hip mobility, and that's helped. But I was just in bed like last Saturday night on YouTube, and I watched this video. This guy was just explaining how it was a very woo-woo video, how sleeping on the floor is the natural way to do it.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if this is true or not, but he said when you're on a bed, your spine system like turns off, and it places all the pressure on your muscles, and your muscles tense up. And I don't know if you've ever felt this before, if you're sitting in like a comfy chair, and it's just weird because it almost feels like your neck starts to just engage the neck muscles.
Yeah.
So he said when you sleep on the floor, your spine activates and your muscles relax. So I don't know what it's been.
Gotta fact check that one.
Yeah, I might have to look that up, but it's been like four nights on the floor, and my spine does feel good. I will say I'm cracking it more. I'm like moving it around more. It feels like I can.
I've heard that's not good though, but I do it either way.
I don't know. So we'll keep the listeners updated on my ground sleeping journey.
So you're just laying flat on the ground. You said you put a few towels down. Are you using a pillow?
Yeah. So the first 2 nights I didn't use a pillow, and I didn't sleep well at all.
So you're just leaning your head back. Yeah, that would not work.
And then I started introducing the pillow, and you start to get like these pressure points, like your lower back, like right before your glutes. That's where like a lot of the weight sits. And then you also get like pressure points when you turn on your side. It's like right on your hip, and it makes you sleep in a way that seems, I don't know, natural. Or it might be the fact that you're just like kind of massaging all the myofascia in your back all night. And I don't know. I've had some great sleeps on it since, and I feel like I've been dreaming more. And you know, like if you sleep on the grass out here in the middle of the night, like you're literally sleeping on Mother Earth.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on
camping
a floor, but anyways, it's
yeah, I mean, well, I definitely agree with you in the sense that I think there's some better ways for people to get better sleep. And if sleeping on the ground like alleviates a lot of the pressure that people get in their hips, their low back, their neck, then fuck yeah, do it. I think most of the problem is people are sleeping on mattresses that are too soft.
That's it.
And I think because of that, I mean, also we sit, me and you, not necessarily, but the population as a whole, sit. They sit all fucking day.
The spine is not working.
Yeah. I mean, you see people with that C-curve spine where they're just hunched over.
Yeah.
See people that just seem like they can't walk necessarily, but everyone is constantly sitting and or laying down. And so naturally, because of that, I mean, gravity pulls you down.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just compressing your spine a lot of the time. People have really weak muscles, and so then the bones move the muscles, and the muscles get stretched out and spasm and pain. So I think, I mean, I haven't shot for a mattress, but I know they're kind of expensive. Like, if you want to get one of those good, like, mattress firm.
The firm ones.
Yeah, or even one of those adjustable ones that you can get, like, a little bit of that curvature in your lumbar spine to help just kind of reset your pelvis and whatnot. Put it in a better, like, neutral position.
It's a nice
like,
feature.
that would be game-changing.
Yeah.
And isn't that, I mean...
It's an investment in your health and overall well-being.
But don't you think it should be a little bit more of a commonplace investment, considering that we understand that sleep is one of the most important pillars of health?
Dude.
And we spend so much time, I mean, a third of our life, technically,
Mm-hmm.
in bed.
I think there's, like, some psychology where people will, after a certain price point, they're not willing to spend. Because if that were the case, then everyone would have a sauna and cold plunge system in their house. They would have red light therapy. Because, like, those things are proven to be good for you.
But everyone...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you're right. But at least everyone has to go to bed every night.
That is true. Yeah, I mean...
That should be on the Maha health policy.
Should be.
What if there was, like, a government program to, like, build beds?
Then it would be, like, funded by $1 million funding.
Yeah.
And people would be stealing money.
Dude, I've even had, I've slept on some beds before that are really firm, and I think it's good in the moment, but because of what I'm accustomed to, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then I've had the complete opposite where it's like the softest bed, and you can just kind of feel like that crater in the middle that you sink into, and, dude, that'll fuck you up.
Dude, yeah, because you're, like, laying in the bed, and then your shoulders roll over like this.
And your head's in a weird position.
Your hips are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you sink into it. And that's what he explained in the video. It's like it's compressing the vertebrae.
Yeah.
They're not being able to stretch out. And I think, like, when I first did the sleeping on the floor, it was really uncomfortable because I wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
And then, like, slowly over time, and I've watched people do, like, 6 months sleeping on the floor review and things like that, and they really can't go back to the bed. That presents a whole lot of problems, but...
So what's your recommendation to the listeners out there? Because everyone's dealing with back pain.
Everyone's dealing with back pain. I would suggest try it. Like, here's the deal, because you can buy like a wood plank and put it on your bed.
Yeah.
But that's too weird. You don't want wood in your bed and everything. Just get on the floor one night, set up a pallet, make it soft, all right? Because you're not used to it. Maybe do this on the weekend where you don't need to, like, be super rested for work the next day. And see how you feel.
Or maybe try a nap there first.
That's a great idea, too. That reminded me, actually, I was thinking about that when I was at work because I was, like, freaking exhausted. And I was like, I remember when Jackson said, sacred rest. I need to go. Literally, I'll go upstairs in the office where no one's at, and I'll just literally lay on my back for like 20 minutes and just breathe. It's like, yeah, get a good little break in the day. Little breaks. That's a Maha thing.
Yeah, no, it is a Maha
Mental
thing.
health, too.
Yeah, I mean, sleep impacts everything.
Okay, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, how is Robert F. Kennedy?
Yeah, I was reading this article last night.
Maha.
Let me find this here. It was like 7 big takeaways from mainly the focus on improving the Department of Health and Human Services on, like, making children healthy again. So a little bit more focused on the little kiddies.
Good.
There's a 20-page report. I honestly should go through and read this. Let's see here.
The big one's obviously the recent Tylenol recommendation.
Yeah, let's go through that first because I think that's been on some people's minds.
Okay, I'll kind of read some about. So Tylenol is the brand name for acetaminophen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see when Trump tried to say that?
No, he probably butchered it.
Yeah, he was like and then he's like, "What is this?"
He just gave it up.
It was funny. It's a widely used over-the-counter medication. It's a analgesic, pain reliever, and an anti-pyretic, fever reducer. So it's commonly used to reduce pain, mild to moderate pain, and reduce fever from infection or illness. So right off the bat, this is kind of anti-science in a way, because a fever technically is your body's way of combating an illness, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything. Don't take my advice. Okay, so it's an alternative to a non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug like ibuprofen or aspirin.
Yep.
People who need pain relief but avoid stomach irritation or blood thinning effects. So acetaminophen does not significantly reduce inflammation. Instead, it works primarily in the central nervous system, altering the way the body perceives pain and regulating temperature in the brain. What? Generally safe at the recommended dosage. A major risk is liver damage if taken too much, especially with alcohol or other drugs. Maximum dose for adults is 4,000 milligrams, but many doctors advise staying under 3,000. So the big news was Trump comes out and with the Maha Movement and is now the FDA is recommending physicians to warn people not to take Tylenol when they're pregnant because of the link to allegedly autism.
Yeah.
Now,
Tylenol back in 2017 had posted on their Twitter account, "We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today." So Tylenol themselves publicly came out
to do it.
And what's so weird, and we don't necessarily have to get into, I guess, the politics of talking about this, but it's like people are, like we talk about making adjustments for proper health and, hey, let's remove these things that we feel like aren't doing the best for you. And it turns into like a political thing.
100%, especially with Trump. Like people, everything he says.
Like, no, that's not true. I'm going to pop more Tylenol now.
Which people have. People have died.
Well, that's what I was reading.
Which is...
Let me get here. So, where's this at? So, overdose with Tylenol or acetaminophen is the leading cause for calls to poison control centers in the United States, with more than 100,000 instances per year. It's responsible for more than 56,000 emergency room visits and an estimated 500 deaths every year due to acute liver failure.
Damn.
So taken over several days, as little as 25% above the maximum dose has been reported to cause liver damage. So for a lot of folks, myself included, you know, we've been taking Tylenol, ibuprofen, aspirin, seems like since you can remember. You know, if you ever got sick, if you ever got hurt, if you ever sore, it was kind of like the blanket drug to take to just get you feeling, oh, you got a little headache? Here, take this.
Yeah, and certain, you know, families are different, right? Some families, it's like immediately when the kid's in pain, let's relieve the pain.
Yeah.
Let's control it. Other times it's like, you're fine. You just scraped your knee.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's that pain is a normal human thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we shouldn't, it's natural to avoid it, but, you know, like this drug at the time, and even now people think it's a miracle drug in a way because it relieves pain, but, you know.
Is that worth the cost of
no, it's not.
the internal damage on the body?
And Yeah, people don't even know what acetaminophen is. They just see Tylenol and they think that's the pain reliever.
Yeah.
So a single dose of 7,000 to 10,000 milligrams or more in 24 hours can cause serious or fatal liver damage.
Yeah.
It's metabolized by the liver, right? So in high doses, it overwhelms the liver's ability to process it safely, producing toxic metabolites that kill liver cells. I mean, it's just like it's like all these commercials, right? Where you have like this solution to a problem, but then it's like, all right, here's all the side effects.
Yeah.
Like you're going to freaking have diarrhea all night.
Diarrhea, intestinal bleeding.
Yeah.
It's like
Skin rash.
Nuvaro. And it's like this mom like watching her daughter play soccer. And then they're driving home in their minivan. She's like, try Nuvaro.
It's so...
it pisses me off, man. And then, at the end, it's like that super sped up voice, and it's like, side effects may include death, fatal bleeding, anal bleeding.
A lot of anal bleeding.
Yeah, and it's just like...
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
And so this is where the Maha... I think people are maybe confused on necessarily what the Maha movement is, or maybe the intention behind some of these things. There is... probably a list of 100 naturally occurring ingredients and or foods, supplements, vitamins, whatever, minerals, that would replace acetaminophen like that. Magnesium, curcumin, cayenne pepper, lemon, things like that. A good diet, water, creatine, electrolyte. And so it's like, we've been taking this thing as just like, we've kind of treated like this god of like solving all of our ailments. Mm-hmm. When on the back end, we have everything that we need. We're just not, a lot of people aren't as educated when it comes to vitamins and minerals, and they treat it as expensive urine or whatever, however they like to phrase it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they think that like... you could just take this pill and it'll solve your problem. Yeah,
and at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, do I trust Big Pharma? Like,
of course not.
Is this really the best thing to put in my body?
Yeah.
But we've all been kind of brainwashed to believe that it is. And you can't necessarily fault, our parents, sprain an ankle.
Yeah.
Let's take some ibuprofen. Because I feel like sometimes it is necessary.
Definitely.
But
I think
with with the headaches and, my stomach hurts. And it's like, well, if you take some more acetaminophen, you're destroying your gut lining and your gut bacteria.
Yep.
It's just, it's not a good thing to be consuming on the daily, that's for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate RFK Jr. because he's like literally he's in excellent shape for his age, and he's kind of making these common sense changes.
Yeah, common sense. That's a good way to put it.
Like he's not ripping off all the vaccines off the schedule.
Yeah.
It's just like common sense stuff. And I don't know exactly what he's done on the vaccine side of things, but I imagine it's like, all right, let's not take... No, actually I did hear it was the sexually transmitted disease vaccine. I think it's HPV. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, they recommended that we don't give kids that vaccine because they're not sexually active, obviously, which is kind of common sense, but it's been on the board for a while, and it's just like he's doing stuff like that, which we can appreciate.
Yeah, and I think we had some expectations going into his, I guess his role of like, man, we're going to change everything. We're going to get Cheerios off the boards. We're going to get all these cookies off the boards. It's a lot longer of a process than that. And I'm glad you made it, put it simply as we're making some common sense changes to start off.
Yeah.
And we're just going to let the trickle down effects, because at the end of the day, a lot of these folks are going to have to make these decisions for themselves.
That's right.
And so I think a lot of it needs to be more about the educational side of things, which, I feel like since I've been alive, I've never turned on the TV and seen any like legitimate, credible person talking about, hey guys, let's not take Tylenol. Have you ever seen anyone on TV talk about creatine?
Never.
Or vitamin C. No, they
No.
don't. So it's like, you're going to have to do a little research yourself and make some decisions for yourself, and take ownership of your fucking body, man.
That's well said, yeah. Because no one really is looking out for your own personal interests but yourself, and you got to protect yourself.
Got to protect yourself.
Protect
your liver. Because if your liver's out,
yeah, you're cooked.
Your clock is ticking. I promise you that. I promise you. Same thing with alcohol.
Yeah, you know what? I actually think that could be, and I don't know if they've done it, but like the Maha Movement, if they could employ like influencers and people to go on these shows and Good Morning America and podcasts to promote these things, but maybe they've tried, but then all these mainstream shows they're being funded by Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're going to bring this guy on who's saying there's a solution to pain that's not our product.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, it's going to take away from our bottom line.
Yeah.
Not happening on our show.
We're going to bring in Tubby McGee to talk about
all
the medicine that she's on.
This new sugar alternative.
Yeah.
But it is all on a podcast. People are always talking about health. And
so it's still,
like that.
Yeah, you're right. It's still kind of in the alternative media.
Yeah, it's not by mainstream.
But I think it's changing.
I hope so. I can kind of like see that, and then you can think about the pessimistic view of it, where people, they just want to live their life. They want to have all this pleasure all the time. They don't care if they're fat. They just want to be able to get up the next day and just do the same thing. And their body's failing them, but there's medical breakthroughs that's going to keep them alive for 20 years longer than they would have lived.
Yeah, and that's where I'm probably more on the side of like, and this is where things can get a little scary. If you're like refusing, what can you refuse to people that are fat?
What do you mean?
Like, in terms of medical intervention or assistance?
I think you can't refuse them because that's illegal, but you think about someone who's like self-harming themselves all the time, and it's like, oh, you're back, you almost died again.
Yeah. Like, I guess
you think of that in a different way than people that are like eating themselves to death.
Yeah.
You look at it in a different way.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to this gentleman the other day, this week actually, who had a gastric bypass surgery. Mowing the lawn at 7 a.m?
Yeah.
Is that going to be right behind us?
Probably. It's okay.
But I talked to this gentleman the other day who had gastric bypass surgery. He was like 400-something pounds. He lost like 160 pounds and then gained another 70 back after the surgery. And now he can't.
That's fucked.
He can barely eat food because his stomach is so fucked up. Like, he just gets really sick.
Jesus.
Can barely drink water.
What?
Yeah.
So he's...
Like, in terms of
nightmare.
the amount.
You know this person?
No, I sat down with him this week.
Oh, God.
And he was like, what do I need to do? And I'm like, it was a tough conversation. I tried to be as like realistic with him as possible. I was like, man, we gotta just restart, and
press the restart button.
Treat it as a root cause approach rather than just treating the symptoms. I'm like, you got to work on your portion control. You got to work on your behavior.
Yeah.
Treating food as fuel and not pleasure, I think, is really the biggest thing. Removing the emotional from the consumption, which that's hard, man. That's
really hard.
We love food, and it is a part of our culture. Like sitting down and having a big dinner, and I mean, we got
#foodie.
Yeah, we got we got Thanksgiving coming up, and that's going to be, it's like the most gluttonous day of the year.
Yeah, it is.
People are stuffing their faces to the point where they're like, I don't feel so
out.
good. Yeah. You got to unbuckle your belt a little bit.
And the next day you max your credit card out on Black Friday.
Yeah. God.
Capitalism!
Yeah. We're thinking about doing like a podcast outside of a Walmart on Black Friday.
That would actually be super fun and kind of frightening at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a little dangerous.
Maybe we do it. If you guys like that, that'd actually go viral.
You think so?
Yeah.
What are you shopping for today?
Change my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough conversation you got to have with someone. But that's a tough conversation that someone that loves that person should have had with him when he was younger, when things actually the ship could have been turned in a better, it can still be turned, right? But he's had a really significant surgery where he took out part of his stomach, and like a doctor signed off on that, and just like, damn, like, can we actually, that's fucked. Like, does that, I mean, the doctor's thinking this is actually going to help this guy, but like, truly what's going to help that guy? Like, do you have a conscience when you see him? Like, what would actually help that star? Sorry, the dog was eating
some charcoal. Yeah, give her some Tylenol.
She'll be all right.
Yeah, dogs have iron stomachs.
Yeah, I guess it's just a sad thing to see.
Yeah, but I think the recommendation should be, if you're going to get any type of these like big surgeries, irreversible surgeries, I feel like you should have to go to some type of therapy before. Like, there needs to be a checklist of conversations and tasks that you have to complete before we decide to move on with this. Like, if you're going to get gastric bypass surgery, you're going to go talk to a nutritionist. You're going to go talk to a food psychologist.
Yeah.
And we're going to figure out why you got to this weight in the first place, and the fact that, hey, you're going to have to change, or you're going to gain more weight and you're going to put your body in more harm.
Probably more harm, right? Because if you haven't changed what's forcing you to eat more, and your stomach's smaller, you're just going to eat more, and then your stomach's going to, like, explode.
Yeah.
And you literally might die.
Complications with gastric bypass.
That's a crazy one, and I feel bad for these people. Like, they need help, but it's not this solution that they've been given.
I would like to find, I'm going to see if I can find this stat of like people who end up gaining. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this is on PubMed. Weight regain after bariatric surgery. 70% of gastric sleeve patients regained a significant amount of weight within 6 years, and 37% experienced weight gain after your gastric bypass within 7 years. Yeah. So the surgery is not even working for a majority of the people.
No. And I guess
how invasive that is on your body. You're cutting a piece out.
And your body's like, what the fuck just happened?
That's why when I got sick, dude, and I really thought about getting my tonsils taken out, the tonsils provide a really important role in the body.
Yeah, they're like, we'll just take them out of you.
Yeah, and I just, I was like, man, well, is getting strep, is that worth keeping this in my body?
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I guess it is.
What does the tonsils do?
Well, let me look this up. They provide a few different roles.
Because you were getting strep a lot.
I was getting strep a lot.
Which just sucks. Okay, I asked ChatGPT. There are small masses of lymphoid tissue located in the back of your throat, part of your immune system, especially active during childhood. So maybe they're not, I don't know. It's the first line of defense. It's where the mouth and nose meet the throat, prime spot to catch bacteria. Immune response activation, they contain immune cells that help fight germs. Because they're constantly exposed to germs, tonsils can become infected and swollen, tonsillitis, and chronic infections if they get enlarged enough. Sometimes sleep apnea is caused by that. Do you need them? They're helpful during childhood, but as you grow older, other parts of your immune system, like lymph nodes, take over much of their job. That's why people can live normally without them if removal is necessary. But yeah, I think your philosophy behind why you didn't do it's a great idea.
It's like I don't think there should be really any procedure that you get where you're just deciding to remove a body part.
Dude, yeah, and that makes me think of like, I think I was listening to the PBD podcast, but they said like, yeah, there's no autism in Amish communities. There's none of these things that, these communities that don't have modern medical systems, like they usually don't end up with the same diseases and conditions because, I don't know, that's a question you gotta ask yourself. Why is that? I mean,
yeah, is it the vaccines? Is it the environmental pollutants and exposure? I mean,
that might be it.
Everything. I think it's everything.
It's everything probably, but that tism, it's hard to define because it's a spectrum, and I think it's just like a behavioral disease where you might just have antisocial tendencies, or like you're not able to be in a social situation and seem normal. Because Elon Musk apparently has autism.
Yeah.
But he's one of the most successful people in the entire civilization.
I think it's definitely a spectrum. I mean, I've met a lot of folks that have been on that autism spectrum, and oh wow, see that? Those ducks flying in that arrow?
Yeah. Nature's happening.
Nature.
What's been your experience with autistic?
They're extremely intelligent.
Really?
Yeah, really intelligent. Now, what varies, I think, is like the social skills, the interpersonal skills, the focus, things like that are just different. Like I've had a few clients that have been autistic, and it's, you really kind of have to guide them on what they're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of reminders, a lot of re-engagement. But they're really, really smart people. It's just the things that they're more interested in, or, I guess aren't necessarily the things that I'm interested in terms of like what their knowledge looks like.
My mind is being blown right now.
Yeah, so it's they're very timid, but it's just, at the end of the day, they're just normal people. Their processing speed is just different. Their download speed's different.
Yeah.
And I think the way that that's manifested into their own life, I think that varies obviously on the person. So, but there is obviously a much larger rise in autism now than ever. I mean, literally than ever. I think it's like 1 in every 32 right now.
I think it was 36.
Yeah, which is insane, dude. That's insane. And when this conversation gets brought up, it's like,
that's actually insane.
These people are like discounting this stuff, and they're like, well, it's because we're testing it more. I'm just like, you don't see anyone that's 60 years old with autism.
Yeah.
It's everyone that's younger.
I think that is true, and it also is true. I think that we are testing more.
That was kind of the first few pages of the RFK, the real Anthony Fauci.
Yeah, he went away.
Yeah, so the CDC's latest report found that 1 in every 31 8-year-old children was identified with autism.
31?
31. And I think it was a lot more of I think it was more dominant in men. Yeah, 300% increase over the past 20 years.
That's crazy.
And so you can't read that and see it. You also, if you put the stats down and you just operated in society, you'd be like, man, I feel like there's a lot more people dealing with mental stuff.
100%. And it might not even be autism. It's probably a lot of things that people like there's probably going to be a new condition invented for people that are like on the internet way too long. And that they just can't operate.
Mouth breather syndrome.
Normally. Cheeto finger syndrome.
Yeah. But I will say too, and this is something I witnessed via social media over the last 4 or 5 years, there is for certain people on the fringe, there is a longing to self-diagnose. There are people that want to have autism because it kind of makes them feel like they're, I'm neurodivergent.
Special.
Yeah.
Neurodivergent.
Yeah, I think that's the professional term that people like to use. But same thing with Tourette's. Like, there's videos of people and accounts. These people have gotten a lot of fame and clout, and
they're faking.
They're fake. They fake Tourette's, dude. People fake shit all the time. People fake having cancer. People fake having brain injuries. And so it's like there's a weird longing, I feel like, to kind of be included in this, like, a category of illness sometimes. Because I think people want sympathy, and there are scammers out there that'll set up a GoFundMe. And
that's true.
They're bullshitting and they're lying, and so it's like something that people take advantage of. I think because we're not, like, questioning. Like,
you immediately put that person in a victim category.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm so sorry for you. Like,
can I do anything for you? You need money? Well, I gotta start doing this, and okay, well, I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe for you, and you get $100,000, and they disappear.
We're cooked in America.
Yeah, man, it's
the same thing with, like, people become gay or LGBTQ because the same reason. They want to be in a victim category, and they want people to see them as a victim. Like, wow, you've decided, like, oh, really, you're trans? Like, oh my gosh, like, let's put you over here and take care of you.
Dude, we were watching this new TV show on Netflix called Wayward.
What's that about?
And it's based on this, I don't know where it was. Maybe it seemed like it was kind of in, like, the Pacific Northwest where it was set. And it's got the mom from Hereditary. I can't remember her name. She's been in a lot of movies recently.
Okay.
And she's, like, the leader of this academy called Tall Pines Academy. And so it starts off, dude, and I'm going to get canceled for this. We've only watched one episode, and it's based in Toronto to start, yeah.
Thumbnail.
And dude, this couple moves to, like, this small town where it's called Tall Pines.
Okay, just maybe in Seattle or
somewhere
Washington.
over there. Vermont. It was in Vermont.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're driving, and the driver is like, you're kind of looking, it's like, is that a guy or a girl? You can't really tell.
The driver?
Yeah, like it's a
gender
girl
neutral.
A girl is sitting in the passenger seat, a mother, clearly a woman, and then in the driver's seat, like, man, is that like a prepubescent boy, or is that a Supercuts employee? And so, dude, the whole show, they keep name dropping all this stuff about transgenderism, and it is a transgender, and the mom is pregnant.
Wait, the driver's the...
So the driver ends up being this cop that's, like, moving to this new thing. They had an incident in Chicago, so they got to move, and they transferred locations.
You had to change your gender.
His wife, the guy's name is Alex. The transgender name is Alex. And as soon as the show started, I'm like, I think that's a transgender.
You knew it?
I knew it. I knew
you
it
can
instantly.
Spot him out.
Yeah, well, and it was, like, just really weird, and they were laying in bed, and she was, like, caressing the guy's face, and she's like, yeah, there's no stubble yet, and he's like, yeah, I should up my dose. Yes, dude. And then they show she's pregnant.
The transgender's?
No, the transgender's wife.
They don't explain that.
They
how
don't
that
explain
happens,
it at all. And so then the next morning, her partner cop, picks up the cop, the new one that came in.
God.
Dude, the show is so crazy. And they're driving to work, and they're like, yeah, we want to be a part of the brotherhood. Don't worry, everyone's going to see you just as one of the guys. And, dude, you can clearly look at this person, and you're like, this is a transgender.
Oh, this person.
Yeah. And it's just like, what? Why is this a part of the... It was just so bizarre. It was so forced. And, of course, hey, let's put this transgender in this cop role.
Why is
and
she
they're going to
be
be the savior in the show. And it's just like, dude... It's like, I don't know how they would have gotten pregnant. And I don't know if it was a man that went to a woman or a woman that went to a man. I don't know.
Yeah,
but they were laying down and rubbing the chin. It's like, hey, you don't have any stubble yet. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take another dose. It's like, get off my screen.
Yeah. I mean,
weird.
You can't have a transgender cop because they're going to get... It's just straight up. Like, if you're female, I don't want to say anything, actually.
Say it.
Say it. Cancel me.
Yeah. But it was, we were watching that, and it was really funny. And it was like all these stoners, but these kids it's like these delinquent kids get sent to this academy where they're abusing them and neglecting them and kind of brainwashing them.
Really?
Yeah. So there was an interesting storyline, but the character profiles were just like, what? Like,
who's the mom here?
The one
creepy.
on the
In the
straight
middle.
to the door to the left. That's
Oh,
the wife that's pregnant.
And then who's the girl at the top?
That's the academy. She's
Oh.
like the teacher of the academy.
She looks evil.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name is, but she's the mom from Hereditary. She's been a bunch of different things.
There's some things that, when you see some that political in a show or movie, it's like you got to turn it off. Like I remember I watched Saltburn.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I had someone force me to watch that, and I turned it off after a specific scene that shall not go.
Yeah, the bathtub
spoken
scene.
of. Yeah, the bathtub scene. If you've seen Saltburn, if you've watched it all the way through, you're nasty.
Well, yeah, you watch a movie like that, and just like, it just makes you. It seems evil.
It is evil.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it is evil. What was that one show?
Thriller. Oh, it says it's a black comedy, meaning it's generally considered taboo.
Yeah, well, licking jizz off the drain, I wouldn't say is taboo.
And why is this like... Jesus. Drink stuff. Ugh. Dude, people are fucked.
Yeah, but there's
Get
just a lot of
yourself
weird
this-
shows out there. Even, you remember Big Mouth?
Yeah.
That was another one of those weird shows where you're like, I think Nick Kroll is hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot of good work, but that was one where I'm like,
It's like
dude,
very
like
sexual.
this is just, very sexual, very,
Cartoonish.
yeah, I did not like that. It just felt gross.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
man, you're wanting your viewership to be young adults and just adults in general, and like, yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole, but
Yeah, I don't know either.
you said something earlier that I think I had something to say about, but I forgot.
Related to
It's
health?
like it was the Maha thing, and then I don't know. I forget what I was gonna say, but was there anything else that we were gonna talk about that you had on the docket? Oh, I watched the Dana White 60 Minutes
Oh,
interview,
yeah.
which was great, by the way, and it was like a part of 60 Minutes, so it was only like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it detailed his whole story about him starting the UFC or buying the UFC and running it, where he was basically like just in Boston, and he was like managing like small boxers at the time.
Yeah.
And two of his buddies that he went to high school with were really rich. They inherited a lot of money. It was the Fertitta brothers.
Okay.
And so they're the owners of the UFC. And the UFC was started, and it was doing really bad. And then Dana was like in these circles, and he's like, I think they're about to go under. I think they'll sell it to us for cheap. So he called the Fertitta brothers, and he's like, hey, I think we can buy this for like $2 million. Like, we should do it. And they're like, okay, we'll do it if you run it. And so they invested in him.
Yeah.
And they were losing. So they bought it, and he was running the company, and they were losing a lot of money. Like, they were in the hole.
Yeah.
And then he had one call with one of the brothers, and he's like, I don't know how long I can do this anymore. And Dana was like, yeah, I thought it was over. And then he called him the next morning. He's like, fuck it, let's go. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they could have ended it right then.
Yeah.
All the success they've had dealing with everything. And it was really interesting how I thought they did a good job portraying Dana, because they're like people, you either love him or you hate him. He's very himself, and I love Dana White. Not like love him, but I think he's a great character for the world. And they went through, like, this is the one sport where you can say whatever you want as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Sean Strickland, Bryce Mitchell, they said some crazy things in press conferences, and Dana's just like, I'm a big free speech guy. And what that means is hate speech is actually the speech you have to protect the most. He said that in the 60 Minutes interview.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it made me think. Like,
hate speech is the speech you have to protect the most.
If you are a free speech absolutist, hate speech is the speech you have to protect the most.
Yeah. Isn't that a part of, I don't want to sidetrack, but hate speech? Don't they talk about that in like 1984?
Oh, doublespeak?
Yes.
Yeah, which basically was when you said something that was not in line with the party.
Yeah. So is hate speech just kind of made up?
I think it is. Hate speech is speech that attacks, demeans, or incites hostility towards other people based on their identity or characteristics. Not all offensive speech is hate speech. Hate speech is usually specifically tied to hostility or discrimination. Laws vary. I can't talk. Much hate speech is protected by the First Amendment unless it directly incites violence, harassment, or threatens. So I think it's like if I got in your face and I was like calling you all these names and slurs and I was like, I'm going to effing kill you right now. I'm going to do all this to you. They could arrest me for that. Because I was threatening hostility towards you. Like if you got in like a woman's face and you said all this crazy stuff to her and, you know, like threatening her, that's
different.
That's not protected.
That's different than saying like, I hate white people.
I mean, yeah, it is different.
I hate white people.
It is different, but it is kind of
like I could not get arrested for that.
If you're screaming it with a bomb on you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just saying something, that's still speech.
Yeah, you could, like, you know, like, white supremacist groups exist and black militant groups exist and all this stuff, but yeah.
So what else did you learn about Dana?
Dana bets, he plays Baccarat, and he bets $400,000 a hand.
Is he a billionaire?
I don't think I think maybe. But he wants to bet $1 million a hand. Like he's in the video, he's like, these sissies won't let me bet $1 million a hand. But he's working on getting that set up.
$1 million a hand.
He was down, they showed him, he was down 1.2 million. He lost like 3 in a row or 4 in a row or whatever. And then he comes back and he's up 700,000. He leaves the casino, just bricks of cash.
That's insane.
He's like the ultimate like risk taker.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just sick. I mean, they asked him about fighter pay because that's been a big controversy. And he's like, so you just signed, the UFC just signed a media rights deal for $7.7 billion.
Jesus.
Paramount. Are the fighters, I mean, you've like over doubled, tripled your media rights deal. Are the fighters going to get double pay now? And then he's like, because he kind of avoids the question.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, the fighters are going to get paid well. They get paid well.
And they do get paid pretty well, right?
The lowest end, they said in the video, it's like $12,000 a fight. But like the superstars, the Alex Pereira's, the Volkanovskis, Ilya, they get millions.
Yeah, but those are the big dogs.
Yeah.
So it's like you get to the top, you get paid more. If you've been winning all these prelims and whatnot, hey, step in the ring with McGregor, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, McGregor's getting paid the most if he comes back and fights.
Yeah, and I think the UFC has done a great job. Well, I feel like their marketing, it's a kind of a hard sport to market.
Yeah, tell me what you think, because you're not the biggest fan of it. I'm definitely a way bigger fan.
You're a lot more invested in UFC and MMA than I am.
What's your take on this?
I don't really see a lot of ads for it, I feel like. I see the occasional commercial when the card is coming up.
Yeah.
There's a few guys right now that I know are fighting. You know, I feel like the wave that I knew of the UFC is over with the McGregors and, you know, the Chuck Liddells, the Tito Ortiz, guys like that.
Yeah.
BJ Penn. So there's a few stragglers that I still know.
Yeah.
I think really it is such an intense experience, like watching it, because it feels like modern day gladiators. I mean, these guys are fighting to the death.
Yeah, it's real serious.
And
Shiznip.
I think the biggest thing for me is like the availability of being able to watch it. I think they make it hard for people to watch it without paying.
Yeah. Pay-per-view.
And I don't know how many people are always going to pay $100-something for a pay-per-view when they can just, eventually watch the highlights a few weeks later. And so for me, that's where, like, I would not go pay $100
for a pay-per-view.
No, I wouldn't do it. Now, if I had a group of people like what we've done before, where it's like, hey, if we get 8 of us, $12, that's worth it. But doing it on my own, no. I think Dana White is a great ambassador for the sport. I believe in a lot what he has to say. He's also a fucking American.
Yeah.
And he rides on that. And so the free speech, I guess, openness of the sport, where anything can happen. Like, he's not a stickler on the rules. And he's also going to tell you how he feels.
Yeah.
And I think people always will resonate with someone like that because they just want
they're unfiltered.
Honesty. Yeah, they want no filter.
Yeah, he's crazy. And, they signed this new deal with Paramount, meaning that, like, if you have a Paramount subscription, apparently you're going to get, like, 12 fight cards, pay-per-view fight cards with that subscription. So it's going to be a lot cheaper for the fan. But Dana did talk about, I didn't mention this, but he talked about when they first started, they didn't want to have anything to do with him or the UFC because it's such a brutal sport.
Yeah.
And they're like, these people are crazy. We don't want to host this event at our stadium or venue because we're afraid of the people that are going to show up.
Yeah.
Crazy. And Trump was actually the first person that saved him. Like, hey, you can come do this event at the Trump Taj Mahal hotel.
Which is crazy.
And Dana said he stayed through every single fight. He's a huge fight fan. And he said Trump was all the way up here. UFC was all the way down here. And he gave us our shot and let us perform. When the thing was, so Dana rides for Trump. They're like day ones.
Yeah. Which
is really cool to see because they asked him, are you, it seems like you've gotten political. He's like, no, this is literally what happened. Like, Trump and I are great friends, and I'm loyal. And they said, we asked all your employees, what's one word to describe you? And they said loyal. And then he's like, we asked all your detractors, what's the one word that describes you? And they said bully. And he's like, I love it.
Yeah. I did read something that he's pretty friendly with his employees at UFC.
Oh, yeah, they talked about that. They have huge parties after the fights.
Yeah.
And
but the expectation of the workday, he said as long as you get your work done, he's like, I don't care when you come in.
Yeah.
If you've got kids games, recitals, it's go live your life. It says he'll tell people to leave the office. It's you need to go be with your family, which I think everyone would love to have a boss like that. A boss that's your ride or die. Dude. He's going to tell you what's up, but he's going to have your back no matter what. If everyone had that, then everyone would love working,
That's true. It's a great point.
Working for an organization that's thriving and understands what they're doing and won't waver on that.
Mm-hmm. Believes in you, trusts you.
Yeah.
To get the work done. Has respect. It's a two-way street though. Gotta get your stuff done.
You poke the bear, he's probably going to poke you back.
Yeah. They said there was a broadcast one time and the producers in the producer truck, he asked them to do something and they didn't do that. And he said he immediately got up from the event, took his headphones off and kicked the door in. And he's like, if you ever fucking do that again, I'm firing you. I'm firing all of you. And he's like, we ended up firing them all.
Damn. Because they didn't during the broadcast?
Yeah, I think he said it was a camera angle. They wouldn't switch it or something when he asked them to. And he said the most important thing for me is the production quality. When you watch it on TV, it's got to be perfect.
And it is always pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I mean, dude, they got
Joe Rogan.
The commentation on it is great.
That's another crazy story. It's the ultimate company. And I love the UFC because it's a global sport.
Yeah.
You got this maverick Dana White who's running it, and it touches so many like human things of like underdog stories, people fighting from the trenches, like this guy Francis Ngannou came from the diamond mines in Africa, and he's like a champion now. And all these Russian guys that lived in the mountains, they come over, and it's just like it's like a hero making machine. They like get behind guys and they rise, and you make a hero. And they talk shit at the press conferences, and it's a brutal sport with KO, and it's also an artistic sport. You can express yourself. Tattoos, like all these like different colored shorts. Right. You wear your flag out. That's like fucking Ireland flag, and all the Irish people show up.
Yeah.
It's fucking I love the UFC for that, and I can't wait. I'm actually gonna miss the fight card on Saturday because of the wedding, but.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any sport out there that compares. And I hope the UFC continues to move up. You know, I would like that being one of the pillars of like, including it with professional football and professional baseball and the NBA. It's like the UFC should have the same market share.
Yeah, I think it will, just based on, I think it's growing. The problem with fighting, though, it's like women aren't really into that.
But you think that's changing too, right?
I think so. I feel like some women are, and then if their man or like the guys that they hang out with are watching it, they're gonna become like somewhat fans. I don't think they're gonna become like diehard fans, to be honest. But maybe I'm wrong. The big thing about the UFC though that's coming up is they're doing a fight card at the White House.
Yeah, so that's actually happening.
They talked about it, and they showed like the visual where you can see the White House right behind the ring.
So it's gonna go in that lawn.
Yeah. And then the other side, you could see the Lincoln Memorial.
That's crazy.
And there's just going to be bleachers. Not that many people, but there's going to be bleachers and
it's probably going to have to be really protected.
And I'm praying Conor McGregor comes back, fights Michael Chandler there. We need that fight.
Yeah.
We need him or John Jones to fight. Because there's going to be... It's just... Yeah.
That would be a huge event.
And it's going to be, like, historic.
Yeah.
It's going to be unbelievable. So I can't wait for it.
When did they say that they're trying to make that happen?
I think July 4th.
Of 2026?
Yeah.
So next summer.
Yeah, on July 4th. Freedom.
Fly a freaking B-2 bomber.
Yeah.
Imagine you get knocked out. You're like, is that Trump? Are we getting invaded?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So... I'll stop ranting about the UFC.
No, I like the sport.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, you know, I get what you're saying though about the pay-per-view. That's kind of like a barrier to entry.
Yeah.
But now that you just have to have a subscription, so maybe that'll go away.
Maybe it'll change.
You're going to Houston today?
Driving to Houston, gonna hit up the Dr. Pepper Museum.
Yeah.
Just a quick little weekend away, and then I'll be back Sunday for NFL Sunday.
NFL Sunday, let's go.
Yep. Is that all we got?
I got more, but it seems like we're going to be kicked out by the...
Yeah, the weed whacker.
All right. Nice.
How do you think that'll pop up on the sound?